services counseling and addiction. I am in my hsco 508 class. For the past 8 weeks has been a learning experience for me. This class has taught me the importance of communication. I thought my listening skills were good and that communication is such a final aspect of our life. I had no idea of the ratification of communication had on my personal and professional life. I hope to use the information that I have learned in this class not only enable me but enable everyone around me as well. In this presentation, I will explain and apply various aspects of interpersonal communication, breaking down barriers, and introducing effective strategies. So, what is interpersonal communication? In the book Bridges Not Walls, Stewart explains interpersonal communication as a result that involves talking and listening in such a way to enhance a person's effective communication that involves inhaling and exhaling, as Stewart explains. Intaking information process, the information, and explain it to the people around us. Stewart explains to us that emotion is behind what someone is trying to say is very important as the content that they are saying. Why study interpersonal communication? For me would be to communicate and exchange information through verbal and nonverbal messages. Example, face-to-face. I can communicate with a person just by reviewing of facial expressions. The purpose of my interpersonal communication skills is to identify my understanding of the interpersonal communicating process. I will present the process when I identify my strengths and my weakness and in my areas for improving. I will conclude with solutions to help develop healthy relationships while communicating. Stewart says interpersonal communication skills. Example number 1 would be just introducing the role like a customer and a clerk communicating. Example number 2 would be when two people incorporate their humanness, like two best friends. According to Allen, he stated in level 1, stated that empathy is feeling what the person is saying. Number 2, to hear but don't understand what the person is saying. My overarching goals is to become more aware of my thought process when I listen to others along with how I listen to myself. My behavior blends stated that my personality by uniquely viewed profile from the first graph. The personality profile stated that I was a high C/S or SC/D. That I can be very sensitive as well as sometimes passive, and I also do not like big groups. I am the first to come up with solutions to a problem and can get rid of conflict. That's true. I can get rid of a lot of conflict, and I do come up with solutions to problems. Like the other graph states that I can easily focus on people and tasks, and that I have been given the tasks that I have been given. This has a distant impact on my interpersonal communication in terms of how I relate to, think of, and about others, as well as how I make decisions along with this regarding how my public and private graphs differs, and why this is the case. I think that they were both relatively consistent, and I do agree with what I saw as a result. My goals from learning from this class is to become a better communicator when it comes to everyone around me, and to be more like Christ, and not look at anyone in a negative way, and always look at people in a positive way and a godly way. When I am communicating, that's what I want to be able to do. I don't want to see any fault in anyone, and I want to be able to communicate and feel people, feel the pain and feel the happiness from people when I'm communicating with them, because I have been through so much, in my life, and I do understand, the pain that you can feel from communicating with people. and to be a better listener and not talk, just listen to people when they're expressing what they have to say, when communicating. And this, my class, my HSCO 508, has taught me to be a better listener. And I just thank God, for just being able to communicate with people. I was in the hospital yesterday, and a young lady was talking to me, and I could feel her hurt by what she was saying to me. And I just told her, I said, well, God can take care of everything. So in my closing, I just want to thank God that I am able to be able to spread His word. Even on my sick bed, I was able to witness to a young lady. And I just thank God for this class being able to help me to be able to do these things. I am becoming a better communicator through this class, and I just thank God for this class. Thank you.